Hi, today I'm going to be educating people about the effects of social media on teens. Now, some people don't really think that social media is a bad thing, and it doesn't have to be, but if it's overused, then it definitely can be. Health experts even like to say that sitting is the new smoking. Given the number of diseases that sitting is linked to and the number of people it apparently kills every year, sitting is one of the worst things we can do for our health. But possibly just as concerning is the thing that we often do while we're sitting, mindlessly scrolling through our social media feeds when we have a few spare minutes or even a couple of hours. Now, some people don't even realize what they're doing. They have a couple minutes to spare, so they sit down and they decide to get on their social media and they're just scrolling through and they're like, okay, I have a couple minutes, let me do this. And then they're just still scrolling, and then next thing you know, those couple minutes turn into an hour, and then they keep scrolling. That hour turns into a couple hours, and they don't even realize it until they look up like for a second, and they realize what time it is, and they're like, "Wow, have I really been sitting here this long?" And they have, and it's not healthy at all. The negative impacts of social media include cyberbullying, negative self-image, and body image, social media addiction, and less time spent doing healthy and real-world activities. Now, some people don't think that this stuff could ever happen to them, and that social media is great, and there are no negative impacts on them, and nothing bad can happen, but that's not true. It may not happen to everyone, or every effect of negative impact of social media may not happen to everyone, but there's at least one or two things that do happen to people. And some people get bullied on social media because people hide behind their screens, because some people can't say to people's faces, so they hide behind their screen and they bully people. And then you have the people that view themselves as like they don't like their body or who they are, because they sit there and they scroll through social media and they see all these models and they're like, wow, why can't I look like that? But half the time those pictures are fake, or they're like, you're sitting there scrolling and you're like, wow, I wish I lived like that. Like, I wish I had their life. But those pictures are usually fake. Most people don't even live like that. They post those pictures to make themselves look like they live like that and that they're better than everyone else and make themselves look good. Because when in reality, they probably don't feel good about themselves either. Because if they're posting all the time about how great their life is or how beautiful they are, they probably are insecure. And that's why they have to post pictures that they think they look good in, so that other people can tell them, hey, you look so beautiful or you look so good, so that they can feel better about themselves, getting compliments, so that they can read those and feel good. But people don't realize that. They think, oh my gosh, that person's so much better than me. I wish I could have their life. But no one's really benefiting from that at all. Many experts believe that constant overstimulation of social networking shifts the nervous system into what they call fight or flight mode. As a result, this makes disorders such as ADHD, teen depression, and teen anxiety worse. Studies show that the frequency of a teen's use of social media has a clear correlation to their mental health. Now, like I said before, scrolling through those pictures of the models and those people that post pictures of their great life, it makes other people that aren't so happy with their life depressed or insecure. So that leads to anxiety, and then they're panicking all the time about how they look, or they're walking down the hall, they hear someone laugh, they instantly think that people are laughing at them because they have bad anxiety, and they're like, oh my gosh, they're making fun of me, because that's how people with anxiety think. Like, they always think that there's something wrong with them, or they're freaking out all the time for no reason most of the time. People don't really think that they use social media that much, but facts that prove this are that 75% of American teenagers have social media profiles. 51% of teens visit social networking sites several times a day. More than a third of teens visit their main social networking site several times a day. 1 in 4 teens is a heavy social media user, meaning that they use at least 2 different types of social media each day. Another fact is that teens developing brains are extremely vulnerable to so much time online. And because they often have difficulty self-regulating their screen time, risks increase, which means they are more susceptible to peer pressure, cyberbullying, and sexting. The more you use it, the worse off you are. And people think that they're fine and that nothing bad's going to happen to them, but eventually it'll all catch up to them, and all those effects will happen to them. And I hope that this helped people realize that social media can have negative effects on you, and I hope this makes people realize that, like, notice how much time they spend on social media and how they feel after they use it. And people don't really notice that. Like, sometimes they just think it's normal or whatever, but most of the time it's not. It's anxiety building up, or you feeling really bad about yourself, and that builds up, and the more you use social media, the worse you're going to feel about yourself, the more anxiety you're going to have, or you could continue to get bullied, and I just really hope this helped. Thank you for listening.